Nazario what he was able to accomplish. There was this court action. This action led to revamping of Windsor's policies and procedures. It spawned a whole bunch of change that is necessary to protect others from this type of conduct again. And that has gone on outside of the courtroom, but nonetheless has been a parcel of this man's actions. And I'm incredibly in his debt for that, and I think we all are. So thank you very much.
So the only thing it seemed like they said they would not tolerate was assault by Gutierrez, his conduct, and then the illegal search by Crocker.
Correct.
That's not much.
Hey, but it's going to put a shot across everyone's bow that type of action will not be tolerated. Because even the jury came out and said that they would not tolerate it.
Were you surprised at all?
I'm never surprised with what a jury does.
Can you speak on behalf of your client? Did he have a moment to share his thoughts with you?
I haven't had a chance to talk to him about his thoughts on the verdict at all yet.
Where do you go from here? Can you do anything?
Yeah, there's post-trial work, as Mr. Roberts referenced, certain areas of appeal. We do think that there are appealable issues in this case, and we'll take it up, with the appropriate forum being the First Circuit. So
the jury basically said they felt like the way that Crocker handled the stop and pulled the deadly force right off the bat was acceptable. So what should people do in the future?
That is a good question, right? That is a very good question of what should be done in the future, but apparently this particular jury determined that was not excessive under the circumstances.
Do you guys have questions?
Can you explain the verdict?
So the verdict basically broke down into that the force was not excessive under the circumstances, but that the assault by Joseph Gutierrez was. And then that there was a search, and apparently they determined that Joseph Gutierrez was more complicit in that search and more responsible by the punitive damages that they awarded than was defendant Crocker, who actually conducted it.
And both the damages were punitive?
No, the damage on the search was punitive. The damage on the assault was for the assault itself.
Do you think this shows that the jury did not believe that your client had PTSD or any of these psychological disorders coming out of this?
I can come up with different ways where they still believe that but did not want to give liability, so I do not know what they were speaking on that, what they were thinking on that respect.
Okay. Is there anything we're missing?
Does this mean that the law enforcement has more authority than the U.S. military?
I don't think this was an issue of who had more authority, the military or the law enforcement. I think it's slightly different.
Mr. Nazario, you can't speak to your plans for the future?
I would prefer to hold any comments off until a future date. Thank you.
Is there anything you can say to folks who are driving and this happens to them? And now we've heard from a jury who said this is perfectly acceptable behavior outside of what Gutierrez did in terms of an assault and Crocker did in terms of an illegal search?
I think we'll hold off on that one for a while.
Okay.